Hello, everyone, and welcome out to the Good, the Bad, and the Geeky, episode 3. I'm with Nathan.
DJ me, yes. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. And
it's been so long.
It's been so long. We've not seen each other barely at all. It's been such a long time since.
I don't even know how many days have gone by.
I know.
Literally.
Yeah. Before we begin today's episode, we're going to talk about some of our sponsors. Let's start with our SIDs.
Start with your SIDs.
My SID sponsors. I actually am going to write that down later because I like that. I'm going to keep using it. The SID sponsors are the Magic and Unauthorized Misadventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, winner of the 2016 Best Fan Writing Award for writing. I think I said writing twice, but that's okay. That's how awesome it was.
I just
He wrote it down for you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I am going to put that in one of the microphone cases so I can take it home. Go to gbgpresentspod.com and hear the whole first season of Upsidasium, 2, that's TOO, and see what all the fuss is about. We also have some great little stuff. And we're working on season 2 right now. We have first 5 to 6 episodes written, and we're just working on time to get it recorded. It's going to be a lot of fun, so check that out and stay tuned. By subscribing to our feed, more information on that, gbgpresentspod.com.
And if I'm not mistaken, back in January, didn't you win an award?
I did. That's why. Yes, I did. It's the one I already talked about.
Did I zone out that much?
You did. Well, you were doing me a favor and writing down.
Oh, you mentioned it.
I did mention it because I thought I said writing twice, and I was expecting you to comment on that. And that's how I knew you were so far gone focusing on the SID.
Oh,
which is fine. I appreciate that actually.
Okay, well, just so you know,
I am the winner of a major award.
No, I'm at the audience, because
which I thank you. I appreciate that. And then my other SID is Ultimate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I do have to say it like that. I'm going to sound bad. UTMNT.com, audibletrial.com/goodbadgeeky. 30-day trial, free audiobook in the mix, and 200,000 titles to choose from. And last but not least, Packrat Comics. Well, actually, it's not very last, but last but not least of the normal sponsors, it's Packrat Comics, packratcomics.com. They're tons of comic books, board games, and much more. They're so great there. I love them.
Oh,
dearly.
yes. Nice staff, too.
Yes, I love the Colbert. Yeah,
and I don't understand a lot of the action figure side of it, but the board game side is really nice, just because they have like some common games, and then they have games that you probably haven't heard of, but you would love to play.
Yeah, they have a bigger selection than Target, and Target is starting to get a little bit better at carrying some of those games, like Pandemic. At some point, Target might eventually carry the game that you were talking to me about before we started recording, the
Spontaneous?
Spontaneous. Right. So they might carry games but Packrat would probably have it, or could very easily get it in stock. While Target, it's like if they don't have it on their national chain, they won't carry it. So even though they're getting better at carrying games like Sheriff of Nottingham and stuff like that. So yeah, they're pretty great. Check them out, Packrat Comics. And then last but not least, we're going to welcome you out to the Quarterly Book Club. Why quarterly? Because you're busy and books are long. IABD presents...
You're busy and books are long.
That's what the copy said. That's what the copy says.
You got to channel your inner teenage girl chewing gum. Because books are hard.
Because you're busy and books are long.
There you go.
IABD presents and invites you to read along every quarter with a running theme for each year.
Go quarter.
2017's theme is thrillers, and book number 1 is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. Connect on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook with hashtag QBC. For more information on how to do this, how to get involved with this, which I'm not going to lie, I really didn't start paying attention to that until it was too late, which I know is bad of me. But my wife,
quarterly book thing?
Yeah.
I'm doing it the next one because I told Sam I just didn't have time.
No, yeah, I actually am really kind of intrigued for that as well.
I forget what books you said because women really aren't that important. But I know...
Oh, my God.
Just kidding out there. Without you, I will not have clean clothes or food on the table. I understand.
Or be born.
For
more information, though, go to iabdpresents.com. Oh, God. All right, so after this...
A lot of hate mail.
If you like hate mail, well, actually, I'll take any mail. Go to Good Bad Geeky. Every once in a while, like every 3 shows or so, I'll get like something. It'll be something like, I like your show. And I'm like, if you like it, please subscribe to it on iTunes and leave us a review. And then nothing ever happens.
No.
Right. So we don't even do like mailbags anymore. Remember Mailbag Day?
Mailbag Day!
Yeah, I would love to do a Mailbag Day, but no one actually sends us any email.
That's in the past.
I know. I loved it, though.
I guess.
Fun. Yeah, it would not be in the past. It could be in the present or the future if you would email us at goodbadgeeky@gmail.com.
Yeah, start a trend.
Or tweet us at goodbadgeeky.
What if Hitler gave up?
Valid points, all of them. So
That derailed. Sorry. You worked so hard too.
I did. I was doing such a good job, and then Hitler came.
And
he just
ruins
everything. It's like he just invaded the conversation and just wouldn't let go until
took
his
what he
dying
wanted.
breath. All right, so episode 324 with Nathan for the full episode, not just introducing, but the full episode.
Now,
right now, after this.
After this.
All right, we're going.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we got some other stuff we'll talk about. We'll talk about that last. But you've been gone from this show, kinda, for a long time. It's really just because we've been busy.
Yes.
And actually, things are different.
Like busy. Like that's busy. How busy it's been.
Yeah, no, it has. First off, you moved into a new place.
Oh, God, has it been that long?
It's been that long.
Okay.
I think you moved in, but I think you only did one episode by that point. I just remember we did it upstairs in my living room. And we were just
so it's been about 372 days.
It feels like that. Because I think you've come over to my place since then, but we've not recorded a podcast or we've rehearsed for Rocky Boy. That's all
we've done rehearsals. Yeah, I've been over there.
Well, I mean, you're so busy. And I'm not.
If that's the case, then if it's been that long, then someone's gotten married since then, right?
That is correct.
That's only 8 days before I moved in. Or wait, was it the 12th or 11th of December?
November is when we got married.
In November. 3, 2, 1. So
no. It's okay though.
It's been 13 months or plus.
Yeah. Well, it's been to be fair though, it's also been really not just the holidays, but then we had the wedding there. Then it's all been on radio hour stuff.
Yes.
Which is a lot. But for example,
so as much as we see each other, we have not done this.
Right. Matter of fact, and Jimmy brought this up the other day. I was there to visit Jimmy to do the Star Trek podcast, and I completely I was actually reading Kayla's email for her board game podcast, which is awesome. I can't wait until they start releasing it because then I'll start plugging on the show because I love board games. Matter of fact, it's a time thing. I got to schedule to get in there. But
that's what she said.
Ooh, good. I loved it. So she was doing I think Saturday, and you guys for your guys' show.
I told her for me to go, it has to be on a Saturday.
And Jimmy though was recording Friday. Or something like that. It was the other way around. And so I mixed the dates up. So I showed up at Jimmy's on the wrong night, and Jimmy's just sitting there watching TV, by himself. And I was like, there's nobody at home.
Well, he doesn't have any friends. Of course, who's going to watch it with people?
I know. And his wife's not even there, too.
She's only half a person.
That's true. Well, actually, now she's actually a full person because she's pregnant.
Fine, she's a third, or 2/3.
Is he really 2/3, though?
Well, 2/3 is more than a half, but less than 3/4.
That's true. And that baby's going to destroy her. It's so horrible to say that. Well, no, she's so tiny.
It's going to be a watermelon coming out of a grape.
I know, but it'll be great. Jimmy, you'll be great. You'll be a great dad. Morgan will be fine.
She's going to do great.
You didn't see it. I was doing cross fingers.
I don't think anything's going to crack.
No, nothing's going to crack at all. But yeah. So and then we ended up talking, and he just made the comment. He's like, "I feel really bad the other night," and I texted him afterwards too. I was like, "By the way, if Nathan and I are talking your ear off and you want to go to bed, you can just say I'm really sorry, but can I go to bed?" I don't think Nathan and I would be. Well, he said, "Well, I don't get to talk to you guys that much outside of doing the radio show."
And I like it like that.
And right.
Because I hate him.
There you go. I don't hate him, so I.
But I don't.
I don't. But I don't. So it's nice to talk.
I've never made him walk home.
That is true.
On the freeway, though.
I am a horrible human being, and I have made him walk home. So that's what I'm saying. Even then, that's when we usually talk and hang out, or we talk and hang out during It's All Been on Radio Hour show. And when we do that, that's actually after rehearsal, we just sit there like 3 hours just talking and catching up and whatever. So, matter of fact, sometimes I just want to take the podcast stuff and just like, all right, we're recording right now, all three of us. Here we go.
That'd be great.
It would be great, but I don't know if how that would work. And actually, Jimmy's probably listening just now, going, I think it's a great idea. Why don't you just say something? I'm saying something now.
It's a great impersonation.
You
should do impersonations. Impressions.
I should do impersonations.
Use bravado.
I find that with Jimmy, here's my impression of you. Hello, everybody. I really think it's a great idea. Oh my gosh, it's such a great day. Like it just gets louder.
Is that Jimmy?
Yeah, it was
great.
It's just, well, someone was saying, it's like, can you do an impression of me? And I was like, no. But then I mimic them. I'm a good mimic at people more than anything. But no, so like, yeah, I haven't seen, so literally with you, we've seen each other a lot. We've not recorded any podcasts and got to the point where I'm also bad at scheduling podcasts. So I was really bad. I was like, this is the first time where I think a few days ago, I was like, let's schedule a fucking podcast.
Let's do it. Let's not even talk. Let's just go into it.
But we're at your place, which is
we
nice.
are.
We are nice. We went here for Dirty Story Night, which was a lot of fun. So, but no, that was the only time I've been here. So this is nice. This is nice. We are in Casa de la Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have a name for your place officially? No. You don't call it. I don't call my place.
It's apartment 201.
There you go. And an unknown location. Please do not come to Nathan's apartment.
Because it's not just me.
That's true. That would be very rude to his roommate.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the things you mentioned though, which is true, we've been doing the radio show, yes, but also got married.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. You were in it though.
I gave an amazing speech.
You did.
Yes.
You did. I'm kind of sorry.
Did I tell you that I didn't know that, like, I didn't want it to end the way it did? I misinterpreted actions from the Parks Bettine table. Because I had this great thing.
I heard this.
I had this great thing about, well, I won't take it because I know we got stuff to get to.
No,
but long
fine.
story short, I had some great things about Nick and Sarah toward the end. I was going to end on a cliche about how their life is a fucking book and how there's chapters and shit.
Which you can read in audio form at audiotrial.com/GBG.
But like I had this like last 2 or 3 pages that I really wanted to get into, and I misinterpreted this hand chop for like it's running longer because I was trying to feed off the audience, and it didn't seem like everybody was that like bored.
No, not at all.
So
well,
because I wanted to just go 2 more minutes, and then I ended up just.
The first minute, I kind of wish someone recorded it because it was actually really great. I actually wish everyone recorded Molly's. I wish they recorded Jimmy's. I wish they recorded yours. Especially,
but mine the
Molly's.
most. Yes, suck it.
No, yeah. I mean, no offense to Jimmy. Jimmy
no, I love Molly's. I came in a good second. Molly's, well, hers was more touching. I love
Molly dearly, but you came in first. Like she had
she had presence.
She had presence, and that because of presence that pushes her up a little bit ahead. But you guys both we were
as long as Jimmy gets last, Molly and I can tie.
Jimmy's third.
Jimmy's third.
Jimmy, you're third.
Huzzah!
You're third. There, Jimmy.
Suck it, Trebek.
But no, it was really like we were very because Nathan, you are we love you, but okay, you know what? Sarah, my wife would say
he's starting to fidget. Go ahead.
I am a little bit. Actually, I'm trying to focus.
Go ahead.
You are surly, as my wife would say. And so we were but the great thing is her grandma, sadly, were not there. And so we're just like, but still, we don't know what Nathan's going to say. We never know what Nathan's going to say. Nathan completely. And then about halfway through, I was like, it'll be fine. He's really funny. No. He'll be fine.
Once the alcohol kicked in, it'll be fine.
But actually, I didn't really see you drink that much. I mean,
no, your alcohol to tolerate.
No. Oh, well, that's the thing. Everyone was drinking alcohol before I did. And I'm sorry. I'll get to that in a second. But, it was a lot of fun, but the only fear that Sarah and I had was the first 30 to 60 seconds of it.
The
fly thing, and Sarah, but it was still kind of like, how did she say? She's like, this is all about him, though, kinda, like that. But everyone was loving it, and then you turned it back around to us, and you were making everybody laugh, and it was quite good.
Yes, and I had the thing to put it over the edge.
You did.
But I misinterpreted a signal, so I went to the last page.
Well, I did say. Well, you even said too. Is like I skipped a few pages in the middle, and then I skipped a few pages at the end. I'm sorry. I was like, you were great. You were fine. I was a little verklempt by the end. So you did a great.
So there's
job.
one table that's responsible for that. But anyway, but I digress.
So. No, it was a lot of fun. And can I also just say too, Sarah brought this up. My wife. My wife brought it up. which was you also that we were aware of never left the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Which was I think you heard me bitching about it a lot.
You had talked about prior to the wedding how you wanted like people like to be on the dance floor because something about like you guys were worried like no one would dance. So I just
we
really never
went to
left.
a few weddings where outside of the main bridal party and their friends, like everyone there was no dance floor, and that really there was like 4 weddings that were like that, and it kind of scared us because it's like. And they were all different kinds of budgets for each of the weddings. And we were just like, oh my God, they have spent, but a lot of places spent all this money on the DJ, the booze, and like
But it's irrelevant because no one's out there really dancing.
Right. And I was just like, that terrifies me. I want like everybody up and dancing and having a good time and whatever. And we had to fight over the alcohol. Not a fight, but like my mom, God love her. I think being in the bridal party, you kind of overheard this a little bit, but like You'd
be surprised what I don't remember.
But well, that's what I'm saying. Which
I only had a couple of drinks. That's nothing to do with I probably literally didn't hear. Have no idea. So I only had a couple of drinks. I was so worried about this. I'm not somebody who I don't drink to like get over nerves. So I just, if anything, I thought if I drank too much, because I didn't want to slur.
No, so originally for the wedding, Sarah's mom and dad paid for all of it, and it was a lot. God love her. Except for they were getting the basic beer package, and I don't think, if I remember correctly, it didn't include wine and it didn't include liquor, like basic liquor package. And I was like, people gonna want liquor. It's open bar, but it's still like it's just basic beer. Mm-hmm. And Sarah's not a big fan of, as you know, you are both big fans of not just Bud Light. You can do Bud Light, but Sarah can't, but not really. Yeah. You don't love it. You can do it, but you don't
I'll do it out of respect, but that is definitely not my choice.
Right. You guys like hot, like IPAs and different, not you, but I was saying you guys like a little more beers. Like you love Guinness, for example.
Oh my God, yes.
Now,
it's the ice.
Yeah. So,
it's sophisticated.
We don't have that in my house.
It's set to go off at a certain time. Like again.
It feels like it's falling out and
is it 2:02 already? Of course it's going off.
But my mom and dad were doing the rehearsal there, so Sarah and I came up with this great plan. If I go to my mom and dad and say, hey, could you cover the liquor part, the wine and liquor part, and then we'll Sarah's mom and dad will get the rest. We're like, oh,
so sorry.
It's okay. No, this is actually kind of funny. Because it was just like downstairs in my basement. There are some fucking weird sounds going on, and I have no control over them.
No.
But my mom and dad, they're like, we want to take the bridal party out to Eddie Merlot's or Cameron Mitchell restaurant.
I remember this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want to spend like $5,000 on the whole bridal party because that's what we're supposed to do. And I'm just going like, whoa, okay. How about you? Which this part you don't like. How about we just get some pizza from Todd's? How about we get some food from Olive Tree? It's a local Mediterranean food place, and we just have it at my wife and I's friend Mary and Bradley. We have it at their place. My mom was just like, she wasn't against it, but you could tell she was. Mm-hmm.
I know that look.
Yeah. I get it because it's not what she knows of tradition, mm-hmm. and I really do get it. But it's frustrating when you have to deal with it because you're trying to make the parents happy on both sides. For both sides, it's like Sarah's and me are trying to make my mom happy. We're trying to make her mom happy, and you got to meet in the middle sometimes, and then you got to put your foot down.
Beneath that old Georgia pine.
I know, and
you gained a lot of ground.
We did, but I just remember the night of the rehearsal dinner, my mom apparently told wasn't me. She told somebody else. It's like, this is actually really good food and really nice.
How'd she say it?
No, someone said she said it very sincerely, like
everybody loves like the grandma from Everybody Loves Raymond. Like
no,
like where it's
kind of like
you're complimenting, but it's basically like you're complimenting like this. I'm flipping Nick off. It's like, well,
yeah, no,
that shirt's hard to wear, but you kind of pull it off.
In my mind's eye, I would like to think that she unintentionally comes off that way. Mm-hmm. Like she in her mind is being very sincere, but to everyone else who knows what's going on, it sounds like, really? Are you surprised? because we all knew it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But no, it turned out really well. And then they would pay for liquor. And then we went one step further and say, could you mind getting the lights on the dance floor? Because again, I'm all about the lights, the dance floor. I want to, and we did. And matter of fact, I don't think. My mom had a few amaretto sours and a few Long Island iced teas, and she was feeling pretty good. So I don't think she was complaining.
I don't think she...
Well, no, and to be fair, it does kind of make sense.
I've never had a Long Island iced tea. I'm afraid to have them.
They're strong.
Because one person's like, if it's not made right, it's going to ruin your night. And then one person's like, well, it doesn't really matter because the point's the liquor. I don't like drinks. I will finish them because it's the way I was raised. I don't waste drinks. I don't waste food. Rarely do I ever have anything left in a cup, and rarely do I have anything ever left on my plate. So if I'm given a drink that I don't like IPAs, for example, or something.
I want to do a video of you just drinking an IPA.
It's so bad.
Gives you, because you'll try shit for Sarah and you'll be like, it tastes good.
Yeah,
and your
it's
face
awful.
is just horrible.
But like, I would rather finish it than have it go to waste.
Yeah.
So that's what I hear about Long Island iced teas, and it's like, so I think what I'll do one day is just, I think I'll just sip some ones if they don't mind, because I know it's like 7 things of alcohol. It's not just one type of alcohol. It's 7 things, isn't it?
I'm not gonna. I would never be a good bartender. So I think it. Yeah, there's like 3 different types of liquor. I think in it right now. Jimmy's probably freaking
I could have
out,
sworn
going,
there's like
no,
7 things in there. So
and we could look it up, but it was
write in and tell us that we're
at
wrong.
goodbadgeeky@gmail.com or Twitter us or go to Facebook GBG Podcast.
Yeah.
But so we had alcohol, ended up turning out really well. But like, yeah, it was like you, Dan, who was one of the other groomsmen, and Ross, another friend of mine. He's my Jew friend. You guys never left the dance floor. Matter of fact, I just remember it being Ross and Dan, but Sarah was like, no, Nathan never left either. Like, if you
there more than those a-holes.
Yeah, so
I don't
matter of
know
fact, one of my favorite parts of the evening was I remember we were doing the choo choo, was it coming by the train, and I think the second time you joined in, but the first time it was literally just you. Ross, and Dan
I started it.
Was that what it was?
I started the train.
I looked over at one point and you're just in there dancing with Dan and Ross in the center, like everyone else is doing the train.
Oh yeah, because it started to break off, and then we just went to the middle and did our own thing.
So that was one of my favorite memories of the night. Is just every time I looked over, you 3 are kind of in the same general vicinity dancing.
Yeah,
but
I whip it Nate like a son of a bitch too.
Yes, you guys did. Which my favorite video.
I have no idea what it is.
I kind of wish
I tried. I mean, it was bad.
Tall
people, we need prep. When you're above 6'3", ladies and gentlemen, you really need like preparation. You can't just learn to dance in the moment. Like, it's really hard unless you've got flexibility. So like, I had seen Whip It Nene, but it's like reading a book about baseball or only watching baseball and then getting thrown into like a major league game.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
There's a great video of
so like, I'm trying to Whip It and Nene, but I can't do them both at this. I didn't have the motor skills. I don't have. I need practice.
There's a great video where so this is let me tell you, when you get married and this is you'll experience this, which is everyone wants your attention, or your wife will want you to have everyone's attention. Not in like look at me way. It's like you want to go around and thank everybody for showing up.
Yes,
it's what you're
that's one of the hardest things to do because you.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of my friends are like, I have no idea if we got to everyone. I have no idea if.
Well, I know
if anyone was disgruntled with us, it's like you like it almost is like you don't. It doesn't matter what you do; you're always going to feel like you did something wrong.
Well, I know at the beginning of the wedding, or when the dancing started, I was on the dance floor a little bit, and then Sarah was thanking people or whatever, or no, she was waiting for somebody. It was one of those things where we're waiting for somebody, and then she's like, "Come here." I was like, "I'm dancing, baby, let's go." And she's like, no, we gotta say thank you to people. And then I walk around and say thank you to people. And then she's like, you know what? I want to get a drink. I want to wait for somebody else. And then, so hold on a second. I was like, well, you do that. I'm gonna go back out and dance. Yeah. And matter of fact, it's one of the favorite videos someone posted is of the Whip and Nene. I think it's you, Dan, and Ross, and then me. But the video starts off with, after I've been doing it for a while, with me doing it, and then I just walk off. And then you see Sarah walk right in front of the video with my uncle, because my uncle wants to meet her dad. So you just see it, and all of a sudden you see me like going, like falling right in front of the camera, like trying to catch up to them, because that was one of those times where it's just like I'm waiting for them to do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. I go out on the dance floor to dance, and I'm like, oh shit, where's my wife? I got to go say thank you to people, and I run off after. It's the funniest thing, and then it's this video of you guys dancing, but it cracked me the fuck up. But that was a lot of fun. That is the only thing that's a little stressful. And you will never get everybody. And 9 times out of 10, people are understanding of it, I will say. My one friend Tavia, who took us to the, which I don't think we ever talked about on here, the American Ninja gym. That was her friend. We didn't get to say, she left early. I talked to her a little bit. She's the one that actually helped me get them. While you guys were manning the fort on the dance floor, Dan's wife Katie and Tavia came over. We did shots. And, I'm sorry, we did small glass, because shots were not allowed at the venue, but they allowed small glasses of liquor. Oh. It was AKA a shot. So we did shots, and she's like, where's the fucking neon? We need to get that on the floor. I need to get it on the floor now. We bought a bunch of them, glow stick stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, we got it. So Tavia and her took care of it, but Tavia left. I really didn't see her much after that, and she left early. And so I forget how I saw her. I think we went to a movie or something, and she's like, oh man, no, I understand. And I did kind of see you, so you're fine. You didn't give me the official thank you for coming talk, but yeah. So it's going to happen. Yeah. But that's probably the most stressful part. But after that, here's...
Which is ironic, because whose day is it supposed to be?
Mine, right.
Well, the wife. Trick question.
Well played.
But yeah,
well played.
That's the one thing, because it's like... I guess when I ever get married...
You will get married.
I will. It's going to happen. I'm going to shrink, too.
That last part, probably not as much, but yeah.
It almost seems like an oxymoron. Like, it's about you, but...
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you don't have to do this, but... It seems like... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm worried about, because I'll sit there and worry if I don't get... Because the second I start counting people, it's over. Because then I start going into subtraction mode. If I see them all, then I gotta start taking away. I gotta start at 0 and I gotta end at 0.
Yeah.
So that's what's got to be really difficult.
It is, and okay, you probably won't have this problem at all.
You might want to just post up a sign. Let me preface this reception with saying this is our day. If we get to you, fine. If not, leave the present and get the hell out. You can't do it, but you put a smiley face on it.
Yeah,
because
you don't want to say we want your money and presents, get out.
I didn't say money. You say presents because that's included.
Well, that's your gift present, yeah. But
ooh, there you go. Your presence is our gift, unless you have a real gift, and that's really awesome.
Well, that's a nice pun. Well done. I'll have to remember that.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Well, no, I was. Yeah, sure. I'll take that. Thank you. I will. Oh, now you want me to say preset. That's not right at all, because I'm in that fucking pun. Okay. When it's a door, not a door. When it's a jar. Hey. That's all I got right now. Actually, that's my go-to pun. That's very bad.
What would you like to talk about?
I'm spinning my ring right now to focus. You know what? It's not fucking helping.
It's not working.
It's not working. No, what was I going to say, though? It was about... Oh, here's the other thing, which you probably will not have a problem with, because you can pound food away like it's nobody's business. But we sat down...
Oh, you hardly get time to eat.
We got time to eat, but I was full by the time I had my first bite. And literally the only thing I had to eat...
It's probably the delicious... Yeah, I was going to say, that fruit cone was...
I had 2
I didn't get one of those, but... Oh, I know. It's my choice.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was so good.
I couldn't get past the fact that it was fruit in a cone. I'm sorry. I know. It looked delicious.
Because it's fruit my in bias. A cone. You don't like the fruit in the cone.
I like how you got dick in a box, fruit in a cone. It's the same. I get it.
Look, why don't you like fruit in the cone?
Why don't you like the cold?
No. Like, what part of it? Like,
what part of the cold don't you like?
It's cold. And
okay, I don't like the fact that fruit's in a waffle cone.
It makes you uncomfortable. Why don't you just pour the fruit out though? And
Why don't you just bear the snow? This is going to be forever.
That's fine.
We're both stubborn.
No,
I couldn't get past the fruit in the waffle cone. Okay. I don't know why. It looked delicious. Was there yogurt in there too? Was it just fruit and...
I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know yet. Still, we don't know if there was like.
I couldn't remember if somebody said, because everyone was praising these things. I think didn't they go really fast. I don't think there were any left.
They actually had to make more.
They made them there. I thought like a friend of yours brought them.
No, it was provided by the place.
Oh, but Sarah, so toast to them.
Sarah, I had 2 of those, and I had like
that's probably why I
2
didn't
meatballs. Get one. And yeah, it was because they were all gone.
No.
And
Jimmy probably got the last.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I had like 2 of those and 2 meatballs, and the meatballs were really good, but they weren't super big meatballs, not really.
What?
And that's all I had. And Sarah had even way more than me, but Sarah got to eat her meal. I remember I just took like 1 or 2 bites, and I was like, I am full. You have got to be fucking kidding me. I was like, you know what? I'll just sit down for a bit, or we'll do our thing for a bit, and I'll come back and eat. Someone already took my plate. But it didn't matter because I was still full. I was still full.
If I was over there and
you ate some of my food, it would have been okay.
Oh no, I don't think I did. But what I'm remembering is I can't remember if somebody said are they done, and I think it's because I heard you say I'm full.
Oh, you're fine.
I might have or might not have been over there at that point.
At
one point, I was angry because somebody got a piece of cake that I wanted, so I think I switched them.
Oh, that's
to my left, not to my right, because you guys were to my right.
Jimmy. That would be Jimmy. That would be Jimmy. Jimmy, did you miss that piece of cake you wanted?
It might not have been. It might have been further left.
Bradley or Danley?
It could have been
Danley. Danley or Bradley. No, it was
I don't even remember if Jimmy ate cake. If I remember, he was just there. I didn't really enjoy his presence.
I didn't remember. Jesus. I don't remember.
He's more of a phantom. Like, yeah, he might have been there, but do we really know?
Actually, wouldn't he be more like a banshee? Like, you can't really see him, but you can definitely hear him.
I just know that. I just consider
Jimmy,
him like a plebeian.
You are a little loud, but what?
I just consider him like a plebeian. If you don't know what it means, look it up.
Oh, God.
Get some knowledge up in here. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we want to talk about besides the wedding? Great wedding, though.
Yeah,
yes.
It was a great wedding. Yeah, you know what? We'll end the show with the news you don't care about.
Okay.
Which is...
This should go really fast because you're just going to be talking to yourself, and I will do my best.
I really find it hard you will have nothing to talk about on some of these.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. Have you seen any of the G.I. Joe movies?
No.
Have you seen any of the Transformer movies?
Unfortunately.
Well, we're in the same boat on that one because I'm stupid enough that I keep fucking watching them. That's all on me. Like,
actually,
and each one gets worse.
Well, which one do you want? What would you like to talk about first?
I think we're already starting that direction.
Well, I mean, like if you want, like this or that, like GI or Transformers.
Well, they're kind of tied together.
How?
I'm wonderful that you asked that. Apparently, DJ Caruso, well played. Nice transition. It played out exactly how I thought it would. DJ Caruso, the director of G.I. Joe 3, before he left, originally G.I. Joe 3 would have ended with the Transformers and from the film universe meeting the G.I. Joes. And then the sequel, the fourth film, would have been, or the next film, would have been G.I. Joe /
Transform Joes.
Transform Joes. Oh, God, that sounds even worse.
G.I. Formers.
G.I. Formers. God,
literally, it's like the two sides of war coming together to fight an ultimate evil?
Yeah, well, you would hope. You would hope. But what are they going to do? Bring Megatron back again?
It's Mega-Tron.
Is that what it is?
No,
I have no idea because I hate those movies.
This could be a battle because you and I would. This could be a Judge Jimmy because it's so bad. Because I've only seen Transformers 1, and I can only base G.I. Joe off of. I remember growing up, I never liked the cartoon, but I guess I
didn't either.
I guess I could say I watched G.I. Joe, but I can only say that because I would flip through like during commercials. Like if G.I. Joe was on one channel and what I was watching was on the other,
you'd watch.
I would go to G.I. Joe, but there's something about a guy has like a solid face. I have no idea what he is. It's like it's like clear.
Cobra Commander.
And he's like, is that G.I. Joe?
Yeah, that's Cobra Commander.
I think you can beat me because you know the name of the character.
Well, I know.
But that's all I know.
I like the concept around some of the stuff, which is it's kind of the same stuff that's in every cartoon. There's an evil organization like the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
That's the Cobra. And then you have the good guys, the Joes, the Turtles, whatever. And they can fight each other.
What does GI stand for? Is it like the GI Bill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got
Originally, G.I. Joe was a toy that was a giant Barbie. It was for the boys.
Yeah.
And then they made it the cartoon where they.
Oh, that came after the toy. I would have thought it was reversed.
This toy, well,
I don't know. You're fine.
It might come after Barbie. Don't quote me on this. It might come after Barbie, but G.I. Joe originally came out in the 50s, 60s.
Mm-hmm. I know it's old.
A while. So it didn't come to G.I. Joe that we know until when we were growing up, the late 70s, early 80s. But again, I never liked it either. And also, I liked Transformers, but every time I watched, I seemed completely lost.
I never watched. Yeah, I never got to see the cartoon Transformers. But the first movie, I really.
No,
yeah, I really liked. I really enjoyed the first Transformer movie. I didn't mind at all. As somebody who I thought they did an excellent job of if you had no concept other than you know what a Transformer is.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea about the cube. I had no. I just knew. I knew Optimus Prime and Megatron. Those are the only two characters I knew.
See, the only ones I remember are Megatron, Optimus Prime, and Starscream. Because Starscream would always betray Megatron for whatever his interests were, but then he would be like the number one lackey. It's like Bebop and Rocksteady are like always there, but then they would betray Shredder. But then they were like, "But boss, we're always on your side." He would do shit like that.
I saw parts of the second Transformer because I think it's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, he's in the first three, yeah.
Yeah, he goes to college and he's over, like, he has something causes him to have like this great epiphany, and he goes up because I know Rainn Wilson is his professor.
Yeah.
Because I only saw parts of it. And so, like, he's flipping through these pages in this textbook, like, super fast. And then he goes up to the board and, like, disproves something and then snaps out of it. And something, I don't even remember. But that's all I've seen is the second one. But I know I liked the first one. But people say it's either after the second one or after the third one, it gets bad. But I can only vouch for the first one. And I have no complaints with the first one.
A lot of people said there were a lot of plot holes in the third one, and once you explain them to me, I would go, oh yeah, those are some plot holes. But when I was watching it, I was completely not paying attention to that. It's like, oh, the Transformers got to stop the bad guys and stop the portal from being open? Okay, I'm in. Like, there's a few different plot holes with there. And that, to me, it's a popcorn movie. But my problem with the Transformers movies was I hated the first one just because I had no idea. But outside of Optimus Prime and Megatron, I had no fucking clue who any of them were. Like,
I didn't know who Bumblebee was.
Well, and Bumblebee, I'm sorry.
That's the only one I had no. I just figured since I only knew two, they could have been named anything.
Well, like, for example, one of them dies, gets ripped off in half by Megatron. And I actually thought it was Starscream. And I was like, why? Starscream didn't betray him in this movie. Like, there's no setup for that. Like, he's not really acting like Starscream. Like, why the fuck did he just do that? And then at the end, like, if it wasn't for Optimus Prime saying, today we honor the fallen. We honor our former friend Jazz. I was like, he fucking killed Jazz? What the shit? It's like if you kill Donatello off in the Turtles. Yeah, he seems like he doesn't do much, but it's kind of a major part of the original team. Like, why would you fucking do that? And then
that's how I was at the end of season 1 of Game of Thrones.
Well, because that's a little different, though.
Well, I know, but that's exactly. I'm like, wow. That is because you see what's his name. Well, yeah, you see him. Well, I knew his. I couldn't think of his real name.
Sean Bean.
Damn, you're good. I can't do any of that. I knew Ned Stark because it's 2 syllables. Ned Stark.
I only remember Sean Bean just because there's a meme that was proven wrong, which is he's the person that's died in the most movies ever, which is not true. Someone proved that wrong. Because apparently, like, if you watch National Treasure, he dies. If you watch Patriot Games, he dies. If you watch Lord of the Rings, he dies. Like, everything he's in, like, what's that one movie?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. But what was the one movie that was based after the video game? Silent Hill. He doesn't die in that, or is he? You're not sure. Then the second one, you realize he didn't die, but then he dies. And you're like, oh, he's a guy that dies in every movie. Like, that's the joke. And it's like, no, he really doesn't. He actually, like, I think John Hurt has him beat. He's another actor. And Vincent Price has him beat for the actor who's died in the most movies. Like, okay. Sorry, anyway, I got distracted by that.
I know what we're talking about.
We're talking about Transformers.
What's that to do with anything?
I don't know. You're the one who mentioned Sean Bean and then went to Game of Thrones. Like, how he died at the end.
Oh, because, I know, I still know what we're talking about. But I brought that up. I brought Stark up just because it's like, you have no, like, it's a main character. Oh, because you're talking about Jazz.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that, just Stark was just, I mean, this guy, I was like, oh, well, he's going to obviously be in a few seasons. He's very famous. As far as the characters, like Peter Dunkley.
Yeah.
Or,
Tyrion.
Tyrion Lannister, sorry. Because I was thinking, well, those two are going to, because those were the two that I knew the most. So I'm thinking, well, if I know these two characters, they're probably going to last a couple of seasons. And then, right at the end of season, I think it was the end of season 1, or maybe 1 or 2 episodes before, it's just like, boom. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, it's game on, bitches.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about that show is that no character is sacred.
Yeah.
Like, which is, and I kind of get what Martin's doing, which is he's very much a fan of history. Which you've seen season 2, right? I've seen up to season 4, episode 2. You've seen the Red Wedding, the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
That's based on a real life history.
And then I had a feeling something was happening, and then when I love the camera angle on this because what's Mrs. Stark's name? Caitlin Stark?
I think it's
Okay.
Caitlin.
She is on the right, and she's looking over at the right or left arm of one of the guys, and he has his armor on.
He's a major player now. After that,
Is he?
Well, yeah, because
but anyway,
he took out the
yeah, she's looking at the armor, and because I was thinking, because in my mind I'm thinking maybe it's just going to be a simple wedding because I'm trying to predict it and not
Reese Bolton. Sorry,
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so he's looking at
but she's looking when she looked at the. I love that angle because as somebody watching it, and I hadn't read the books before the series, so I just liked how I knew instantly
something was off.
Something was, and I mean, it's. I just loved how it brought even the most like me people who have like don't have any idea of what's going, just watching it to watch it. Yeah, like you knew what was going to happen just off that angle. I loved it.
It was awesome. And, well, that's actually based on a real event, though, called the Black Wedding. Mm-hmm. And it was something that actually, like, they talk about where no one's safe anymore. There's no parlay. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, that was a big thing back then. It was all about honor and dignity. Like, the knights met on battle, but they didn't go screaming at each other and start firing. They met in battle. All right, we shall go back and attack. And they do that. You know what I mean? Like, that was what you do. And the fact that Walter Frey did that, it was based after something in history called the Black Wing. And that's the thing, though, is that people just died random. Like, you just look at someone wrong, they chop your fucking head off.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of what Martin's trying to do, is bring that actual medieval vibe to, and he does it brilliant. The only problem is that you don't have a lot of leads to support, or you're afraid, like, do I love this character, or does he fucking die anyway? Like, you don't fucking know. And then, you know.
How long are you going to be doing this show? We'd love to have you in this movie.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to give you a maybe.
I'm going to give you a maybe. Let me talk.
I'll find out. I'm going to find out. I may or may not die next week. We shoot.
And even if I can't tell you if I can't tell. Yeah, I can't tell you anyway. So I'm in for your movie.
I never know. How long does someone have to wait for that? You usually see like I watched The Talking Dead. I think once or twice, and you hear people say like, "Well, I really wanted to tell my family."
I can tell you something about someone in Game of Thrones, and I can give you a perfect example of that, but I don't want to spoil it for you. You mind if I spoil it?
No, go ahead.
Jon Snow dies.
No!
But... Okay. But...
Well, I'm only on season 4. I'm assuming they're on season 6 or something.
He's still there. And so, literally, a year before, after the finale, one of the finales ends with him, like, being horribly murdered. Like... They just all stab him multiple times. He's just bleeding out in the snow, and you're just
how ironic. He's bleeding out in the snow.
Oh my god! You're going. Oh my fucking god! You gotta be kidding me! Like, no! He's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up. Come on! Or it's a dream. Come on! And then it just ends. You're like, Jon Snow's fucking dead. We have nobody left on the show to root for except for Tyrion, and that's just some bullshit. So you're like, okay, and then afterwards he hit all the talk shows. He's like, so are you coming back next year? Because I mean, it's Jon Snow. He's like one of the few good people left on the show. Like, it's a good person.
Even though they die, it doesn't mean they're off the because you could always do like, because sometimes they do like they show like something that happened 3 years ago to coincide with what's happening now.
You know what? I'll leave that up as a mystery to you. But the fact that because usually when they die, they don't come back, and in the very next, like the season premiere, they don't come back right away. The flashback happens middle of the season or the end of the season. He comes back right away. Like, he's there, he's moving around kind of, and he's doing whatever he needs to do until whatever. So, okay. But like, he hit all the talk shows. He lied to everybody for a year and a half because HBO didn't show that season. They pushed it back. So it was almost like a year and a half before. So he just lied to people and said, yeah, I'm off the show. Matter of fact, I got a new movie coming out with Adam Sandberg about tennis. You should check it out. It's coming out here. So like he had other projects. Like, he had that horrible Pompeii movie. And he had other stuff he was doing, but he still had the long hair. And you're just like, and he even says, I don't like the long hair. I would cut it short like a normal human being would. I want to have my rock star locks. I'm like, then you're fucking full of shit. You're on Game of Thrones next season. But he's just like, well, I'm keeping this for some publicity photos. And you're like, bullshit. You're lying. You're part of the show.
That's gotta be hard to do too.
But it's hard. But okay, now that's bad. Now imagine Star Wars. Like, have you seen the new Star Wars?
I haven't seen either of them.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can do it. You can spoil what you want.
So the whole movie is about finding Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker isn't in it until the very end. And granted, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the actor playing him, is like, I have a pretty bitching entrance. Like, the whole movie, they're looking for me, and then I show up, and I take off my hood, and I look at her, like, something's wrong, and I know it. Like, and then the movie just ends, like, yeah, and you're just like, Oh, but that's the whole movie. Like,
And the second one's about the Death Star.
Well,
something about
no,
the
I'm
plans.
talking about the new one, episode The Force Awakens.
And then Rogue.
Rogue One takes place literally right before.
It's like 3.5
4.
or something. Yeah.
No, it leads right into episode 4.
Yeah, like 3.5. That's how somebody explained to me.
Yeah, okay,
that's how
I'll go with that.
I have no idea if that's right. Just to be clear,
episode 3.5. I get what you're saying. Yeah, kinda. It's almost like a chapter 0. Like, and
this franchise is already confusing enough. Yeah,
really?
I can't say 1 because I'm thinking 4, and I can't think of episode. I can't think of episode 7 because it's not technically episode 7 or something. But I can't think of 8 because 8 is
7's episode 7.
Oh God, that's even worse. Okay, so 1 number is actually the number it is, and then 8 is it's very confusing.
8 is
this is not.
8.
You cannot be. This is not for someone like me.
Well, wait till
I'm fighting back using certain words because I don't want to label.
I told my wife there's a reaction clip of some father showed they've never watched episodes 1 through 3. They've only seen episode 4, and they're watching Empire, and because he's doing the machete order, which is the machete orders where. The surprise is still kept intact, where you go episode 4, New Hope, they blow up the Death Star. Episode 5, Luke, I am your father. And then you do like a flashback, like how did Vader get to there? Episode 1, 2, 3, and then you do Return of the Jedi, where they blow up the second Death Star.
6.
Episode 6, yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
There's only one left.
Right. Well, at the time.
See?
But
it can't be done.
But we were watching a video, and it's the little girl, and
she died at the end?
No. But she's watching it and she's completely surprised to the point she's like, "Daddy, no, that's not Luke's father. Luke got his hand. Is he going to kill Darth Vader? He's mean, Daddy." Like, she was just blown. And her brother is watching it, same age. He's just hanging off Mom, going like, but the girl's like doing this, like she's completely taken by it. And I was like, "See, that's why you do the machete order, because they're completely blown away by."
So 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Or now it would be Rogue
4,
One.
5, 1, 2,
yeah.
3, 7.
6, 7. So yeah, once you get 6.
Oh, 6 and then 7.
You keep going in order.
Now what about with 8?
8 will keep going in
You're
order.
not going to go 3. You're not going to go.
Unless they do another one of those
3,
fucking
8,
Star
4?
Wars stories where it takes place in the middle of something, which kind of defeats the purpose of that, in my opinion. Like,
Luke was in the bathroom before this happened, and
actually he was taking a shit on an island really, really far away. Then apparently he
here's
got
2
lost.
hours of what he heard while he
got
was
lost
diarrheaing.
while everyone else was getting killed horribly from the original cast. He's taking a shit on an island. He got drunk and forgot where he was. I don't know. Well, actually, no. It's a little more complex than that. I mean, he was
bad Thai
he was
food.
hunted down, really. But yeah, he had bad Thai food, because that's what you do in the Star Wars universe. You have bad
Well,
Thai food,
I was thinking of like a
plan.
Thai fighter, and I was just trying to think of a pun.
Oh. See, I told Jimmy this. I was like, you guys are on sync with some of your... I suck at that. I'm really bad with that sometimes.
I take the 4 things I know about it, and I stick with that.
TIE
That's my
Fighter,
talent.
Darth Vader, lightsaber, Force. I would figure a lightsaber would cut blades, but...
I hand to God. That's what I would think that Wolverine could be as cocky as he wants, and a lightsaber is just going to go... Now, my only argument is, what keeps the power generated? Because it can't just always work, right? Can a lightsaber is it like an infinite power source?
I think so. As long as the crystal...
Because that's what I was wondering. Like, how long does that power last?
I think it's... well, that's the thing. Okay.
I didn't bring that up because I didn't want to sound stupid.
Super nerdy. But really? You're already arguing that I don't know what's going on, and you're going to worry about...
Because that's what was bothering me, because I want to know... Because I don't know if because they make fun of lightsabers all the time about lightsabers not working, and I didn't know if that was just a joke or in the movie. Like, I don't know. Because apparently it's not the future, even though everything is future related. It's in the past. So I don't know what fucking year it is, and I can't handle not knowing anything. Because it's in the past, but there's no way it's the past. You can't have floating spaceships in 1720. The technology is not there.
Unless we're all just wiped out and we have to start over from scratch.
God damn it.
I'm sorry I used logic there. I apologize. But no, supposedly, if you go by the past stuff in the Star Wars universe, actually Stephen Colbert, because he's a huge Star Wars nerd, did a whole thing because people were pissed off that, how does the lightsaber shoot off from the side and shoot straight up? Scientifically, it doesn't make any sense. And he was just like, Of course it does. And he actually drew it out and explained it. But the science of it, of the lightsaber in general, is discussed. Is discussed there.
So how it stays instead of...
I think it depends on how well you build a device that harnesses the power of the crystal and your use of not just the use of the Force, but the Force around life in general at that point. It's kind of 2-in-1. And so, yeah.
Kind of like how Cyclops, he has to have his sunglasses to control the beam, because if his glasses weren't on, the beam would not go straight. It would kind of go
but
over.
by that logic, though, and this is talking about a normal lightsaber, by that logic, you would just look at the crystal and it would just be sabering shit all over the place.
I didn't know it couldn't.
It can. No.
Okay.
It's like
I didn't know what. I just know the Force is amazing.
You know when you go to the park and you see one of those big old crystals, like they look like really cool color, like a purple or yellow, and you pick it up and it's like, that's a big rock. It's from Yellowstone or whatever. It's technically what it is. You just put that in the sheath. You lock it up. If you program it right, a lightsaber comes out. That's technically the gist of it. But you got to have this other science stuff right. I'm very bad at science.
It's science.
It's what's for dinner. Okay. Wow, we went on a lot long about this. Which is okay. Seinfeld.
Can't do a thing.
You don't like Seinfeld?
Can't do a thing.
You don't even like the stand-up? I'm just asking. It's okay if you don't.
Is it about the show or about Jerry Seinfeld himself?
It's both.
Okay. I've never seen a full episode of Seinfeld.
Okay.
I will say, from what I understand, it's not a bad show. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I remember seeing like there was a couple minutes of like, they go into the soup store, but like,
no soup for you.
And I think George or what's her name? Elaine. Yeah. They're like, I swear one of them's like, you can't look him in the eye. Like you got to look down. And like, he can either give you your soup or take it away, which legally he can't do that. So the police should have been involved to close down the restaurant in the first place.
Actually, he can refuse service. You can refuse service to a customer. You should know that.
You can't do it based off of... Well, that's not legal. What he's doing is not legal. Okay. You can refuse somebody because they brought a gun into your restaurant or they threatened you.
Are you sure about that? I think you can refuse service because you just don't want to serve them. Which again,
are you serious?
Now watch.
I hate my dad.
Oh my god.
No. Okay. So anyway,
yeah.
And then he says like the no soup for you thing. I think at the end of the episode something happened. Like he gave furniture away, and then like someone's like, I found his recipes.
Yes.
And so I think it was Elaine because she's either running with recipes or someone's running with a pot. Like people are taking like a big pot down because they want the soup.
Yeah, because it's so good.
But something.
That's the thing is that he's so mean, but they'll put up with how mean he is because the soup is
really
so just so good.
Okay.
Yeah, but literally.
But that's all I got.
Have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO? It's literally Seinfeld, but there's like Jerry and George combined together is what's his name? The guy Larry David. Larry David is George in real life, and Jerry Seinfeld's Jerry Seinfeld. But technically, the show Seinfeld is like them two just talking about. Don't you fucking hate it when you run into somebody and like say it's like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I don't feel that good. It's funny that you asked. I actually feel pretty horrible. And what's the first thing that you say because it's the nice thing to say? You're like, oh, well, if you ever need anything, let me know. You don't ever expect someone to sit there and say, oh, well, actually, now that you say that, I could use a few grand. And that's what happens to him in an episode. And this person has cancer. What do you say to that? You're trapped. And so the whole episode is him bitching. See, it's kind of a mean humor and very funny. But that's what Seinfeld is. But have you ever seen his other show? You probably haven't. It's okay if you haven't. Comedians in the Cars Getting Coffee. It's just him driving around in one of his fancy cars because he liked cars like Jay Leno. He picks people up like Stephen Colbert, Alec Baldwin, Jay Leno.
Picks up famous people.
Picks up famous people and he just interviews them in the car. They go get a cup of coffee and then he drives them back. And yeah, it's actually kind of funny.
Jerry Seinfeld does this.
Jerry Seinfeld does this. And he also does stand-up specials, but apparently he signed a deal with Netflix, so they all kind of go in there, which I'm kind of cool with. So not only is Seinfeld on Hulu, so they're going to move the whole thing on Netflix too.
So they're getting the team back?
No, he did a production deal, which means that all the Seinfeld shows that are already produced are going to move not only to Hulu, but they're going to be on Netflix as well. But then all of his shows he's done previously for Comedians in the Cars and all feature ones will also go on the network.
Oh,
and then he also has a
I kind of thought it was like, they're all 50 now or whatever, and now they're picking up Seinfeld.
Actually, they've kind of Jerry's pretty clever. He's done 2 reunions without doing official reunions, which is Curb Your Enthusiasm one season. NBC paid Larry in the show a lot of money because Larry David plays himself. Everyone plays themselves. He pays them a lot of money to get the cast of Seinfeld back together and do a reunion show. And so they do the reunion show within the show. And then comedians in the cars getting coffee. One day he picks up, he's like, I'm going to pick up an old friend of mine. And he picks up, and it's George Costanza. It's Jason Alexander. And then they did it in the Super Bowl. They drive through the Super Bowl. It was a big thing. It was one of the Super Bowl commercials. And it ties in. You want to see the rest of this? Go to comedians in the getting cars, whatever.com, blah, blah, blah. So all that's going on there. But he also did stand-up specials like, who's the guy who does the Hot Pocket bit?
Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan. Almost all his specials are now, they just go right to Netflix. Matter of fact, he has a new one now.
I saw that. That was at the top of the. I haven't got to watch it, but something always pops up when you open Netflix, at least on a TV, before you see the show you just watched. So something with the Jim Gaffigan special.
So it's something like that, and I just thought that would be worth noting. And then last but not least, I don't know if you've seen any of this. I haven't seen any of it. Jimmy and other people, Shane, other people love it. It's called, I think it's Shane. I know other people have talked about it. It's American Crime Story on FX.
It looked interesting when I read your message. Something about it takes events and then
dramatizes them out.
Okay, like the after effect or what leads up to it.
Kind of, well, whatever.
Because when you talked about Hurricane Katrina, I was thinking, well, that's what Treme is.
Kind of in a different way. This is all, I think, legal stories. So, Treme covers just NOLA in general. Like every season is a year after the hurricane hits and how the city is mutating and evolving and trying to deal with what happened.
Yeah.
The first season was very heavy into the crime. It was about this one murder case. Season 2 was about this other thing. Was about, this one character killed themselves, and it moved into something like this. We're rebuilding the city. Season 3 is about political outrage after the city rebuilds itself, plus all this other stuff. Yeah, so for example, season 1 was about the O.J. Simpson trial.
Okay.
And the drama surrounding.
And what
that.
is this on? Is this on Netflix or
is on FX? It probably will.
Oh,
be on
FX.
This will probably be on Netflix though, because FX has a deal, I think, with Netflix.
Okay. Now, is it on season 1?
Season 1 just finished. They're doing season 2, which is the aftermath of Katrina.
Okay.
And then season 3 will be the 1997 murder of Gianni Versace, the hands of serial killer Andrew
Cunningham.
Is that Cunningham? It doesn't. There's no ham. It's
I don't know.
Cunanan.
Cunanan.
Okay, there we go. Cunanan. And then
if it's wrong, email messages.
Yes. Good bad geeky.
Because that'd be maybe the third, possibly fourth thing we've been wrong.
Or as you or Jimmy might say,
I don't give a shit a meter.com.
No. GBG podcast.
Oh no, I don't give a shit a meter.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were.
Yeah, that seems interesting. So it's like, for example, we talked about season 1 was O.J. Simpson. So they spend 10 episodes?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and is this like the hour thing with no commercials? Oh no, FX. So we'll have commercials.
So possibly, depending on how you watch it. If you watch,
but it's an hour show.
It's an hour show. If you watch it as it airs, there'll be some commercials. If you buy it or you go to Netflix, there should be no commercials.
Well, they better do something really interesting because they just did an O.J. thing. With Cuba Gooding Jr., didn't they?
No, that's what that is. That was American Horror. That was American Crime.
That's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to. I was going to say they've got
all-star cast.
They got some balls to do a show. They just did that. I didn't realize that. I didn't correlate the two. So I haven't seen that, but now it seems really interesting because I wanted to watch some of that, but if it doesn't seem like something you watch one and then a month later you try to watch the second one. You almost need to watch that as it's going.
Right. Well, kind of. Well, that.
In my opinion, some people might not be like that. I am.
The great thing about these shows, they're all about crimes that have already happened.
Yeah.
And so.
Okay, so he did it, he didn't do it.
Well, right, but some of the drama behind, as you heard in the last episode, possibly, I watched The Crown on Netflix, and there's because I don't mind spoilers, I'll go to Wikipedia and go, because they're real. The Queen is a real person. Mm-hmm. Philip is her husband, King Philip, a real person. I can read about it if I want to. Winston Churchill, I can read all about that stuff. And it doesn't surprise me, but sometimes they sometimes they talk about stuff and I have no idea about any of it. Like, it's not in Wikipedia. Like, it's just like, where are they getting that information from? Like, look, it's your queen. You probably have other resources besides Wikipedia that you're getting. No, sincerely, you're getting this from, but I have no idea. So they could be taking, and also, like, that was right when the media was starting to become very much a sad precursor to what it is now, which is like CNN covered the Bronco chase. I don't know if, in high school, I remember we were in biology class. They turned that on, and we watched the Bronco chase as he was getting chased down and got arrested. Trying to, that was to me, that was insane. I was like, why are we okay?
I was gonna say,
the student in me was excited because I didn't have to fucking do biology. But the other part of me, like in retrospect now, I was like, why did we watch that? Like, it was such a weird thing. And then we turned on the TV when they did the announcement of what the verdict was. That was insane to me. Did they do that at middle school?
I remember watching it. Yeah. Because I was either in 7th, if you were in 9th or 10th grade, then I was either in 7th or 8th grade. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that lasted a year, right?
It was a long trial. It was every bit of 6 months.
So it was either the same year or it was the next year. Because I remember, what was the one that sort of, anatomy and biology took place in the same room. And so it didn't matter. So I
actually might have been in 8th grade because I swear the first teacher that comes to mind is Mr. Duffy, and Ben Monterodi was sitting to the left of me. That's the first thing that pops into my head.
I think it was.
And Mr. Duffy was 8th grade because I remember Duffy history class.
Yeah, so it was 10th grade for me.
Because most people don't take it. Yeah, because biology, you can take biology. Usually, not too many freshmen take biology. I don't think. And
I remember my 9th grade year, there was a junior taking biology. She was one of the cheerleaders. I hate. That's a horrible stereotype. I hate and a horrible trope.
There's probably only 1 out of 10 cheerleaders listening that can be like, I was smart. Because the other 9 were dumb.
I-A-B-D-P. Yeah. All right. Well, we've been talking a long time. That's all I really want to. No. That's all I really want to talk about because I've been.
If you've hung in there, your reward is.
I've been bringing back the news you don't care about segments.
The end of Crystal Skull. Indiana Jones, which already wasn't a very good movie, and then knowledge was their gold. Fuck that shit. You made me watch the whole fucking movie to hear Harrison Ford say, there is no whatever. Knowledge is their gold.
Oh. Okay, you know what pissed me off about that movie? I remember watching that movie, and I was like, the opening sequence where they... Okay, no. I was pissed and related.
With like the not Area 51, but like the bombing where he gets into the lead fridge.
I thought that was really cool. Actually, I thought, holy shit, is this the end of the movie? But we're going to see how he got there and then see that he made it out okay because this supposedly is the last Indiana Jones movie, supposedly.
I hated that. The hat blowing to Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. I hate his name.
Yeah, I hate that.
And then Harrison Ford puts it back on. And then poor Shia has to sit there for like the next 5 minutes. Worst fade out because he has to pretend to like talk to these people on the wedding. Like he's just like, oh, Harrison. And it should have been done, but he's just like,
okay, this is a good example. Also,
30 seconds later, still going, bye.
If you're like me, you probably don't ever really want to watch that movie again. But if you watch the first 10 minutes of that movie, you can completely see the difference between George Lucas. Oh, shit. Why is that not? Hello? I just realized we might have been talking this whole time and nothing is. That's fascinating. Oh, it's picking up something. Okay, that's weird. Maybe because it's not here, it's there.
Well, every now and then, there was a green light. There were lights that were coming up here.
Right, well, that's when I'm...
There were.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Excitement, adventure. A Jedi craves not these things. So that's a good.
So your Crystal Skull thing.
Oh,
you want to finish on it?
No, I've said it before a million times. But if you want to see a good example between the difference between George Lucas and how to tell a story, and Steven Spielberg how to tell a story, you can see it in the first 10 minutes of fucking Crystal Skull. Which is why if you watch episodes 5 and 6 of Empire and Return of the Jedi, like it's a much better movie than episode 4 because the dialogue could be a little cheesy, but it's not as cheesy. And then if you watch George's movie, and also George is a teller. Like, hey, I want you to go over there and tell everybody that you feel sad about your dad being dead. While Steven will go, oh, we're doing a film where I can visually show you emotions and feelings. How about I do that instead? And it's in the same scene. So they get out of the they do the whole thing. It's like, well, indeed, this is a fine mess you got me into. Your dad would have been really sad. It's a shame that he's dead and that you're really sad about that. And then you're just like, okay, that's awkward conversation. That must be a George Lucas line. And then after they get home, he sees that his house was ransacked, and they do this shot where he's very concerned. He's concerned about everything, but then he sees a picture of his dad, and he gets very careful with it. He sets it up very politely and looks at it, and it's just, you can see he really cares about the photo, and he doesn't say one fucking line, and it's all right there that you want to hear. You know what I mean? Very different scene, but I digress.
There it is. Wait, the whole show.
Yeah, wait, the whole show. All right.
Possibly, if it recorded.
If we recorded. It's picking something up, God damn it. Actually, I think it's because it's on here. Like, if I unplug this, the lights...
I'm just telling you, I've watched... I would stare at those lights going up and down.
I feel like it did... I know it did earlier before I plugged it in. Fuck it. Okay. Well, every day's a journey and excitement. You know what? Knowledge was our goal. And knowledge was that we did not have the lights on. But no, if you have any thoughts about our show, goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. You can Skype us. Go to gbgpodcast.com for that because I don't remember the number right now. You can also tweet us, Facebook us, Instagram us. Do anything you want.
It's your day.
Well, it's your day. This is your moment. Thank you for listening to our show.
Thank you as well.
Yes. You're welcome.
To everyone. To everyone.
You're welcome. And have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Jeez! You're a creep! Go away! We're having a good time until you start up, cheapers! Go have some coffee with cream or something! Because I'll tell you something! This is a happy place!